I say that I am better now, better now. I only say that cause you're not around, not around.
We didn't stop it.
Pennywise.
You lied. And I died. You lied. And I died.
Hello, and welcome to It, Chapter 2 movie review. So yes, you've heard a lot of reviews about this movie. I've talked about It Chapter 2 many times on my channel, but now it is time to review the movie. The actual movie, yes. I have seen it finally. I saw it yet last night. And I gotta say, guys, it was terrible. I hated it. I want to kill myself. Okay, that's No, I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. It was great. I mean, I had you thinking there for a sec, though. That's what everybody else keeps saying. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of mixed reviews on this movie. I mean, I get what they're coming from, but, like, honestly, I loved it. I absolutely loved it, Chapter 2. I mean, it was just as good as the first one. In fact, it did a lot of things I wasn't expecting, and it did a lot of things that were better than the book. Andy Muschietti, honestly, you shouldn't doubt Andy Muschietti. Now, is it better than the original, the first one? No, it's pretty much the same. It's the same. It's just a different way of doing it. It was pretty much equal to the first one as far as quality. It was just way different and better, and it was better in aspects, but it was different in aspects. I don't know. To really say this is worse or better than the first one is really kind of stupid. That's like saying Volume 2 of Kill Bill is better or worse than the first one. I mean, really. They're the same movie. They're the same story. It's part of the same, it's not like a regular sequel. Chapter 2 is pretty much a continuation of this story. I mean, it's technically both of them are one movie. So, like, to really say this is better, that's like saying Deathly Hallows Part 2 is better than Deathly Hallows Part 1. I mean, technically it is, but I mean, it's still one giant movie. They just decided to split it into two parts. I mean, that's like saying Mockingjay Part 1 is better than Part 2. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, really, they're the same movie. It's just they split it into two parts. I mean, the reason they didn't make it to a giant movie is because it would be 5 hours long. So that's why they split it into two parts. Anyway, yeah, I gotta say, guys, that Chapter 2 is phenomenal in a lot of ways. I mean, for one, the kids were actually... A lot of people were complaining about the CGI in the movie. Like, a lot of the complaints on other reviews were that, oh, the CGI for the kids don't look that good. Hold on a sec. Try to reach the light. There you go. Alright. For that, the CGI and the kids weren't as good. And I'm like... Well, obviously, you guys are retarded because they actually look pretty cool. Like, I know they had to de-age the kids. I know. That was one of the reasons I didn't give this a 10 out of 10. There's other reasons why I didn't give this a 10 out of 10. I'm going to talk about this isn't a 10 out of... This isn't a masterpiece, obviously. But... really, the It movies aren't. Even the miniseries wasn't a masterpiece, okay? If none of the book wasn't a masterpiece, even though the It book is my favorite Stephen King book, I don't consider the It book a masterpiece. None of Stephen King's work. It's like saying, it's the same with M. Night Shyamalan. I mean, I don't consider any of Stephen King's books masterpieces. I just think they're really great books. I mean, all of his books. It is even better. The book, is even better than his other books because it gives a great message about how to fight your fear. I mean, that's what I like about it. Just the message that the story is great. I mean, the characters especially, too. The Losers Club is my favorite coming-of-age kids ever. I mean, they're better than the Goonies. They're better than a lot of them. Like, the Breakfast Club, better than everybody. I mean, they're the Losers Club. They're better than all. I mean, they're the Losers Club. They can beat Pennywise. They're badass. But anyway, so... Yes, if you really want to know the plot of the movie, which is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's 27 years after the first one. I mean, duh, right? You should know that, right? Yes, it's 27 years after the first one. They're adults now. They're like 34-year-olds. They come back to Derry to fight Pennywise, and they're not going to spoil anything, so don't be asking for spoilers, okay? This is a non-spoiler review. I might be doing a spoiler review later, spoiler talk video, but I'm not sure because, yeah, so... So this is what I think about it, Chapter 2. So, is there any negatives to the movie? Yeah. The negatives mainly being, I have to think about that. Hold on. Like, there were some things at the end that were really weird. Like, how they actually beat Pennywise. Now, that's kind of a spoiler. I know you're not supposed to tell us they beat Pennywise. Well, it happened in the book and the freaking miniseries. They beat him. I mean, obviously they beat him. That would have really thrown for a move if they actually lost. That would have been insane. I don't think they would have done that, but I mean, Andy Muschietti did a lot of things with this that I wasn't expecting, and I really like what he did with it. I mean, yes, they still beat Pennywise at the end, but it's not what you think. It's a lot different than the other ways they ended the book and the story. But and I like what they did with it. It was cool. I really liked it. I don't know. The only negatives is I guess there was some parts of that were kind of predictable. There's just one part with this girl that gets attracted by a ladybug and she sees Pennywise and I'm like, bro, she's gonna die. Like that part. Like it was like Georgie. I guess they were trying to replicate what in chapter 1 with Georgie, but like, bro, I mean that's just the same thing, just with a girl instead of a guy, instead of a boy. I mean that's pretty much what it was. I'm like, why did we need that scene? Like we knew she was gonna die, so like. I don't know. At least with the Georgie scene, it's iconic, and you have to include that scene. And the Georgie scene, it was a lot more suspenseful because you didn't know if Georgie was gonna get away or not. With this girl, she's kind of screwed. Like she's a retard. But anyway, I guess kids are just retarded in general. But I don't know. I mean, some of the CGI wasn't that great, but some of it was. Like this is one part where the Paul Bunyan the statue actually comes to life. I guess is that a spoiler? I mean, that's in the book. That's in the miniseries. So, like, bro, if you don't... Yeah, it comes to life. They have flashback scenes. They have flashback scenes in the movie. So, yeah. There's a part where the statue comes to life. And that was pretty cool. There's a lot of other things they added, and it was great. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Chapter 2 just continued it. I honestly think this is a worthy-ass sequel. I mean, it's a great second part of a movie. It's a second part of a story. I mean, it's excellent. I mean, it's not like one of those sequels that are good but not as good as the first one or just a terrible sequel. Like, it's not an Equalizer 2 or Godfather Part 2. Now, while I love Equalizer 2 and Godfather Part 2, they're obviously not as good as the first one. I mean, duh, but they're still good. No, this isn't like that. This is literally as good as the first one. I mean, I would equate this to, like, let me think of an example. Hold on. Like, I would equate this to, like, a Temple of Doom movie, or, like, well, that's a prequel. Hold on. I don't know. I mean, it's like How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'm trying to come up with sequels that... There's a lot of sequels that are worse or better, but this sequel is literally just as good as the first one. It's not better or worse. I mean, it's equal. I think that was intentional by Andy Muschietti. He didn't want to make this better. He didn't want to make this worse. This was exactly what I expected it to be. And that's the one thing I did complain about. It didn't really exceed my expectations. But there were a lot of great things about it. I really do recommend you guys go see it. I mean, it's definitely the biggest rated R movie of the year. I mean, besides Joker. I guess Joker's going to be the second biggest rated R movie of the year. But, like... I'm not sure if Joker's going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. We'll see. I might give Joker a 10 out of 10, but I wouldn't put it past it to. But let me exit out of this. But yeah, guys, It Chapter 2 was pretty amazing. Yeah, super amazing. And I really do recommend you guys go see it. So what is my rating for It Chapter 2? It's going to be a 9.8 out of 10. Same as the first one, baby. Yep. It Chapter 2 is a worthy successor and truly an epic finale to the series. I mean... I don't really think there's going to be any more after this, and I kind of hope there isn't, because Chapter 2 really was an epic conclusion, and it really got me emotional. I give it for that. This is a lot more emotional than the first one, but I guess I would say the scares aren't as good. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good scary moments in here, though, so, like, I don't know. I mean, I really just think it's just as good. I can't say it's better or worse. So, thank you all for watching. I know what you're going to say. This is a lower rating than Door and Alita Battle Angel? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I thought this was going to be better than those, but I guess it isn't. I mean, it's just as good as the first one. I gave it a 9.8. That's what I gave the first one. I'm going to give this a 9.8. So, it's a near masterpiece. Thank you all for watching. Tatum Meister signing out, and I'll see you all in the Steven Universe video I'm making tomorrow. Bye-bye.